Alright, so today I'm going to go over the installation of the Advanblack lower air dams for a 2015 Harley Davidson Street Glide Special. There's a lot of videos out there. There's different brands. I went with the Advanblack. They're a lot cheaper. There's probably a lot of questions about, it being Chinese and the color match, but as you can see here, I put the first one on already, and this is charcoal pearl, and it matches perfectly. This is a work in progress. Just had the front sliders done, the lowers. These are chrome that came off of a 2018 Street Glide Special. Bought those, had those installed with the cowbells. Come over here, I had all the uppers chromed out as far as controls, master cylinders, clutch and brake levers. Had that all done. So the only thing left to do is over here, I got the color matched charcoal pearl full-size tour pack that I had done at CPV, which is right here. I'll show you a picture of their address and phone number. Out of Franksville, Wisconsin. They're a certified Harley Davidson color match specialist. They can do any color combination, any custom color you can come up with, they can do it. So they did this for me with the matching pinstripe right here for the 2015 Street Glide. The color is dead on. The only thing I had to do is the standard tour pack comes with rivets. So once they drilled out all the rivets, you could tell I had to put in new screws with Teflon coated lock nuts all the way around, but it doesn't interfere with the water seal. Everything matched up, lined up perfect. Color is dead on. Everything works out great. So, back to the lowers. This is what you're going to get in a package. All right. So what I did was, as I saw all these videos of different ways of doing it, after you take everything apart, you've got two 10mm screws inside. Okay. Take the front off. If these come off, just crimp them a little bit with your fingers. We'll go right back on. Just like that. Two 10mm. Okay, so this is what you're going to get in the box. You're going to get two sets of screws, or two sets of nuts for the inside. And then you're going to get this clamp that goes along the lower crash bar with this nut. Unfortunately, as I looked at all these videos with the air buffering, I think there's going to be a little rattle and a little creaking. So I went and got a grommet to fit in the hole down here. So the first thing I did was fit the grommet in this hole. Anytime it's tighter, you're not going to hear that buffering or the rattling or the creaking that you're going to get in plastic. So I fit the grommet in, both sides. It worked out well. Okay? So that's going to take up the gap. All they give you in the kit is a rubber O-ring to fit between the clamp and the air dam to keep it from rattling, which might work, might not. Now it's tighter. So as you fit this on, there's less chance of buffering and crackling. On the front of it, and the channel that fits around the top of the crash bar, I just put on one little piece of electrical tape for that rattle or that crackling that you might get when you get the air buffering off the front of it. It doesn't take up any space, it just keeps it from chafing. All right? So, fitment wise, as far as that goes, I also went out and got two washers with the built-in O-ring on it, molded to the O-ring, and I'll show you where those go in a minute. It's just a little extra to keep everything tight. So as you come over, put it on your front crash bar. Got the Windex here, I'll explain that in a minute. Should slide over and clear everything perfectly. The moldings were perfect, everything went on just fine. No problem. tell by the fit. Okay? So in order to hold that in place, you take the front cap with one of my 10mm to hold it in place when I put it on the front crash bar. Okay. Swing it around. You can feel it clip in over the lower portion of the crash bar, just like that. Plenty of clearance. Slide your cap on. Okay, so now we got the front cap on. If you look on this side, it's being held in inside by one of the 10mm screws. Right in here, 2 10mm. We got one holding it on and one off already, just for fitment purposes. Now, come over and grab that lower clamp that they sent over with it. You put this over the lower portion of the crash bar, line it up with the grommet. Might want to bend it in place to line up the holes, because once you get this lower chrome screw on, it won't line up. So you want to line it up, bend it accordingly. All right. You're going to fit it flat spot over the top, the lower crash bar. Now once you get it on there, it's going to get really tight once you put the screw through. So what we're doing is we're going to put this nut on first, go through the actual clamp like this, line up the holes, and then we're going to put this other grommet on here, the washer with the actual rubber grommet, so it's going to be rubber on rubber, so there's no shifting or buffering or crackling. As you come down, you'll rotate it around the lower crash bar right through your grommet, like this. Now the Windex is specifically for that, because when it gets tight, you're going to need to rotate it. You're going to rotate it upward through the lower portion of your grommet, come up through the bottom, up here. As you can see right here, you can see we got the top of the screw showing through there. And now you're going to take your other nut with the molded rubber O-ring on it right here. You're going to put it on the top, right on top of the grommet. And that's where it's going to go. And then you'll get your hex head wrench. And you will start threading it through. Your hex head wrench, because you're going through rubber, you're going to have to turn it, basically thread it through. And if you can see, it's drawn up through there. Right through there. See it coming through. Right there. Take your molded washer, slide that over it, like that. Now, you take your factory style nut, put that on there, just like that. Now you're tight. So what you'll do is you'll come back after you got that on, install your last two 10mm on top, each one separately. And gradually, just to line up the gap. Once you tighten it up inside, tighten the top and the bottom, you'll see the gap over here on the side decrease, and you can loosen and tighten accordingly depending on what the gap looks like. Put your last 10mm on top by hand. And you're checking the gap. see the gap's pretty tight. Don't over tighten anything because you're going to want to adjust accordingly by hand. And there it is. Down at the top, down at the bottom. And tighten both. Make sure you remember to tighten that bottom one. Tighten up the top two. And tight, don't go crazy on it, you'll crack the plastic. You got your cover. And if you look at the front, pretty nice addition. Color match is pretty much dead on. They go on in about a half hour. Got them for about 240 bucks on Amazon, as opposed to the name brand, which is probably 600 to 800 bucks depending on the color. And once we put the tour pack on, the quick release tour pack, we'll have a complete, pretty much a full dress Street Glide Special 2015. And that's about it. Thanks.